Welcome to the Podcast Lab, your go-to space for raw conversations, curious questions, and inspiring stories from around the world. Whether you're here to learn, laugh, or just listen in, this is where ideas take shape and voices come alive. Ready to dive into fresh perspectives and thought-provoking discussions? Let's get started. This is the Podcast Lab. Subscribe now and never miss an episode.
Okay, let's dive into this, shall we? Today is all about this generative AI thing, specifically ChatGPT, Midjourney, all those making headlines.
Right.
If you want the down and dirty, the what is it, how creatives are using it, and just where it's all going, the good, the bad, the just plain weird, we've got you covered.
Yeah, it's a lot, T. Things are moving so fast that just keeping up with the basics can feel like, well, a full-time job, you know?
Which is exactly why we're here.
Yeah.
So square one, right? For anyone who's maybe heard the term, but what is generative AI?
No.
Different from regular AI, I mean.
Okay. Think of it like this. Your typical AI is kind of like a super-powered research assistant, you know what I mean? Sifts through tons of data, spots the trends, makes predictions.
Right.
Generative AI, it's the artist after that research trip. Takes what it's learned and actually creates something new. Poems, code, images, stuff you'd swear human-made.
It's not just analyzing, it's creating.
Exactly.
Okay, that's helpful. So ChatGPT, Midjourney, these are the big names everyone's talking about, right?
Yeah, they've kind of captured everyone's imagination, and for good reason. It's fascinating, really. They both use this thing called a neural network, which is basically trying to mimic how our brains learn, how we process information. But what they create, totally different. ChatGPT, that's your word wizard, churning out marketing copy, screenplays, you name it. Midjourney is visual, images from just text prompts that you give it.
Whoa. So this is way beyond like writing a funny tweet or messing around with a filter on your phone. This is serious stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And it's being used in some pretty big industries. Take film, for example. Scriptwriters are using ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas, write dialogue, even make different versions of a scene.
Wow.
And it's not replacing human creativity. It's more like it's a tool to make things easier, maybe spark new ideas.
Right.
Same with game development. Imagine creating these massive worlds and the AI is helping you build the environments, characters, everything.
Yeah, the possibilities are kind of mind-blowing. So benefits, we've touched on some. But if this all lives up to the hype, what could it mean for creative work? Really?
Well, efficiency is a big one. Think about it. A designer who can make like dozens of product prototypes in the time it used to take to do just one, that frees them up to actually, I don't know, focus on the artistic stuff, you know?
Right.
It's like having an assistant who does the boring work so you can focus on the creative stuff.
I like it. And it's not just speed, right?
Yeah.
I've also heard people talk about like AI making creativity more accessible for people who maybe wouldn't have had the chance before.
Exactly. That's a huge plus. Someone with a great story idea, but they don't know how to write a screenplay or they can't draw a graphic novel. AI tools could help them bring those ideas to life.
I love that. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? What about the downsides?
Yeah. So potential for misuse is a big one. In the wrong hands, these things could be used to make deepfakes, spread misinformation, even generate some really harmful content. We need to be careful about that, set up some safeguards.
So it's not just a tech problem, it's a societal one too.
Exactly.
We need to think about the implications now, before things get out of hand.
Yeah.
Are there any other limitations, things they just can't do well yet?
Definitely. One is context, nuance. AI has trouble understanding all those little shades of meaning in language, so it might create something that's technically correct but doesn't really feel right. And then there's bias.
Oh, yeah.
We have to be super mindful of that. If the data used to train these models is messed up somehow, well, the AI is going to reflect that and what it makes.
So you can't just like set it and forget it.
Yeah.
It needs to be human oversight. Okay, zooming out for a minute. Where do you see all of this going in the next, say, 5 years? What's your prediction?
It's hard to say, truly, but I mean, things are moving so fast. I think we'll see models that are even more sophisticated, stuff that's basically indistinguishable from something a human made. And I think we might see AI just become part of our everyday lives, like helping us write emails or making music, things we don't even think about now.
Okay, so to wrap all this up, generative AI, powerful, huge potential, but also real concerns, not some magic solution to everything. Any last thoughts for folks listening on how to, approach all this responsibly, I mean?
Yeah, I'd say be curious, play around with it, But be critical, too. Don't just take everything at face value. Think about what it's giving you, potential biases, the ethical implications. It's a powerful tool, no doubt. But it's us, the humans, who decide how it gets used.
Absolutely. Food for thought. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.